Hello everyone, Meta527II here, and I'm bringing you another commentary. Today, we're going to be covering a user by the name of Shuga, who did a commentary on my least favorite finales in video games, though only on the #1 entry. Now, like in my Cage Brony commentary, I am not doing this for the sake of defending myself, since, as I've said, I like seeing people commentate on me, but this is an example of how not to commentate on a video. And just a heads up, this commentary contains massive spoilers from Mario & Luigi Dream Team, so if you haven't played the game and don't want it spoiled, I suggest you play the game first. If you can handle the length. Let's go.
So I'm gonna make a commentary video on one of Meta Knight's opinions about Mario & Luigi Dream Team. And I'm just gonna see what he has to say about it, and I mean, I've already seen this video, so I don't want you guys to be surprised if like I make too many assumptions, like if I jump forward too far.
My gosh, how many times do I have to say this in my commentaries? It's possible to split audio takes to edit out your pausing. I'm sick of having to say that every time I make a commentary. And anyways, I understand if you jump forward too far or make too many assumptions, but that's why you should either script or edit your commentaries, or if I said something that proves you wrong, edit out your previous point.
Alright, just so you know. Let's begin.
Yes, he's showing the footage through a movie maker. Shuga, that just makes you look like you won't go the extra mile. The original video you're covering should have our undivided attention, because when it takes up less than half the screen, it gets very distracting. Do you even know how to save videos after importing them into Movie Maker? The fact that you have the video handy in Movie Maker is proof enough that you could download it successfully, so why couldn't you have just edited the video in so you could import your voice narration and cut back to the video instead of just recording your screen with my video in your Movie Maker file? And if you really don't know how to do that, then this full screen button we can clearly see here is your best friend, for it enlarges the video to practically the whole screen. And just press escape whenever you want to interject. Problem solved. So I'm going to do you guys a favor and splice in my original video so you don't have to deal with that.
12 seconds later.
Anyways, Mario & Luigi Dream Team. One of the most wasted Mario games in the world.
Okay, first things first. That's dead wrong. That's 1000% wrong. Alright? I think a lot of people are gonna agree with me on that.
Oh, you're one of those people. One who argues subjectivity with subjectivity and acts like your opinion is better than mine. You don't even give me any counterpoints as to why I'm wrong. You just say it is and leave it at that.
Probably the worst part of the game is its finale.
Yeah, maybe so. If there are any bad parts.
Listen, you think this game uses full potential. I personally think it's just okay. That's your right to disagree, but just remember, we all have different opinions. And as you're going to see, I give a long list of reasons as to why I think Dream Team's finale is garbage.
The final level is Neo Bowser Castle. Even though Antasma is this game's signature villain, they still have to have him get overshadowed by Bowser throughout the whole game.
Yeah, it kinda would be awesome if they worked together for the whole time. It would kinda be awesome if they had a final boss together.
And let us welcome old commentary common mistake number 2, stopping the video to agree with the person you're covering. Look, I'm glad you agree with me, but what you just did was pointless.
10 seconds later.
Even the enemy selection is biased. There are like 10 Bowser enemies and only 2 Antasma enemies.
What other enemy is Antasma enemy besides that one?
Just this one enemy called Antasman. They're only found in the Dream World. Anyways, I'm skipping his next point because he actually brings up a probably valid point about how an attack I proclaimed is easy to dodge looks like it was just about to hit me before I cut the footage.
A few moments later.
The level itself gets stalled too. While it had some nice moments, do you want to know how long this level takes? Take a guess. 4 hours.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. The game takes about 20 hours to complete or so.
Even if a long level is to be expected by this point, the problem still exists in Neo Bowser Castle. It proves my point with how much pointless padding this game has. Or was that not meant to be a counterpoint? If not, then what was the point of saying that?
Even the world that never was isn't even half that length. And throughout it, you're pretty much doing the same thing you've done throughout the rest of the game.
Nah, not really.
You seem like you were onto something there, but you don't even list off examples of things that they do different. I could list some. Kind of like shuffling the doors, being able to swim through air in some rooms, this bomb puzzle where you have to adjust how high or low they get blown, but I shouldn't have to do your job for you, especially when, because of this, I have to defend a level that I fully admitted to hating.
Most of it, which has already gotten dull by this point, considering the amount of pointless padding in Dream Team. There's also the atrocious fight against Giant Bowser, which if you saw my least favorite bosses revision that I made a couple months ago, you'd know that I can't stand how predictable and insulting his attacks are, and how the bumper car section of the fight has slippery controls that make wise of lyrics.
Okay, I got a tip for this section right here.
And I got a tip for you. Try not to cut someone off while they're talking. Wait until they're finished with their sentence, then interject.
Hold your DS flat on the ground. Like, just flat. Don't hold it up diagonally. Hold it flat. You won't lose control as much. Trust me, that helps.
I know I said in the comments of this video that I would try that to see if it would work, but I promised myself I would never face this horrible boss fight ever again, especially considering how much patience I have to sit through to get back to this phase. So I'll just say this. Maybe your tip will help. Maybe it won't. But it only goes to show how complicated gyroscope controls are, and I think I might have tried that before and still hadn't much success.
Later.
The fight against Phantasma was good, well except for him eating the orbs, which just looked dumb.
Wait, say that sentence again. Besides him eating those orbs, which... Are you saying the orbs look dumb? Or does him eating the orbs look dumb?
Okay, if you're trying to argue that I should have made that more clear, then yeah, that argument isn't bad. However, to explain what I meant, I was referring to the latter, with the way he eats them. I was saying it looks dumb the way he eats them. That's what I meant.
But everything else is even more proof that Phantasma should have been the final boss.
He kind of is in a way, actually, if you think about it. Phantasma's the final Dream World boss. Dreamy Bowser is the final regular world boss.
Not everyone sees things the same way. You still can't fight Dreamy Bowser until after you beat Phantasma, and Dreamy Bowser is the last fight before the credits. So that's why I don't really think Phantasma qualifies for a final boss, even though I really want to believe he is. Anyways, I'm going to speed up the next part of the video, and I want you to tell me if you noticed anything wrong.
Moves look absolutely evil, especially when he traps him in a nightmare. We might have to put up with torture chambers. So, what does Bowser give us? Well, he has a dream stone that grants all his wishes, but then he can still or force to destroy it using these laser beams. Could it be? He's actually done something useful? He might make up for once again being kidnapped. I wish, but it doesn't matter. Bowser just inhales the dream stone's fragments to absorb its power. That's the only useful thing Peach did in the entire game. And what does Bowser do with this source of awesome power? He's like to play a portable game. Cover his head. Summon multicolored versions of his lousy minions.
Did you notice it? That's right! He went for 37 seconds while saying absolutely nothing. Now, I can understand going for 37 seconds without saying anything if it's building up to another point, but you still let my full argument about Bowser betraying Phantasma play out, even though you have nothing to say until my next argument. This is one of the reasons people use skip cards nowadays.
And the best part? Eating a bunch of meat in the middle of the fight.
Okay, this boss fight is awesome. It doesn't sound like you're thinking it's awesome, but... Dude, not only the music is awesome, but the fight itself. In fact, I want there to be a more challenging version of this fight. I really do wish there was.
But that's how he healed in the last game. I don't care. It still ruins the suspense of the battle.
No, not really. It just makes it so you have to build up strength.
You don't seem to understand what I'm talking about. Even ignoring the fact that you're once again using your opinion as a counterpoint, you have to at least understand why I feel that move ruins the mood. It's fine that you love this boss. It's fine that you even regard it as your favorite. But to me, it's like you're facing Bowser, was fused with the Dreamstone and gained power to bend reality and wish for absolutely anything in the entire world, and he decides to flip coins and shout down during an intense showdown. Let me give you an example of what it felt like to me. Imagine if during the ultimate battle with Thanos, our heroes were just about to beat Thanos, and then all of a sudden, a giant chicken nugget fell out of the sky and crushed our heroes when they were about to deliver the finishing blow. Sounds pretty anticlimactic, doesn't it? Well, that's how I feel about this fight.
Now I know how the people who fought Jasper Bat Jr. feel. And the fight itself is just downright cheap, with how long it takes to beat his minions to get him out of the background.
Use the Z-Egg attack to do that. That's going to be really good. Rescue all Pillow Folks, unlock the Z-Egg attack.
Except that move is optional, and rescuing all the Pillow Folk requires you to spend hours upon hours looking for them. Now to be fair, I did have the Z-Egg by the time I faced him in my playthrough of Hard Mode, but you don't know that.
1 minute, 37 seconds later.
Meta Knight, or whoever the YouTuber is, whatever your name is, Meta Knight, I'm just gonna call you that. I'd also like to see a reaction from you. I'd like to see a reaction from the guy that I'm putting a commentary on. Or maybe a commentary video.
Okay, you asked for it. And to those of you who are asking, no. Even though he said he'd like to see a reaction, he's not a troll. I've talked to people like Doodles and Brooke, and they said he isn't, so I highly doubt I'm falling for trolling. Final thoughts time. Shuga Bush, a lot of your arguments were just you saying I'm wrong for having a different opinion on this. That could easily give someone the wrong impression that the only reason you're doing this commentary is because you can't handle the fact that I don't like something you love. I'm not trying to jump to conclusions and say for sure that's the case, but you could easily give someone that impression. You also made some errors that people no longer make in commentaries, like stopping to agree with me and going for a long time without making any points. Again, skip cards exist. Though, as unimpressive as it was, it could have been worse. Because at least you actually tried to stay on topic and didn't have terrible audio balancing. At least you didn't act like you were doing the commentary out of spite and trying to make the people you were commentating on look as bad as possible. And at least you weren't being completely stupid and constantly thinking that the nicest things I was saying were insults. But this still wasn't good. Well, thank you for watching. I hope you liked my commentary. I am Meta527II, and I will see you later.